Hi, I'm Charla with Freezer Meals 101. Welcome back. It's been a while since I did a video for you. I didn't mean to drop off the face of YouTube, but our oldest daughter got married in our yard a few weeks ago, and planning a wedding took a lot more effort than I thought it would. But in the meantime, not only did I not film any videos, I also started to run out of freezer meals, of course, because normally my neighbor Christy and I get together once every 3 months and we do this like mega freezer meal marathon thing, and that lasts us for 3 months. But this time we put it off an extra month because of the wedding, and so we're really getting down to like bare bones freezer meals where, you know, you're kind of getting desperate and having to cook fresh food, which I know the rest of the world like normally does, but when you're used to just being able to pull a ready-made meal out of your freezer, it's actually kind of a pain. So anyway, so we were ready to do like our October big marathon, and it was planned to start today, and then life happened. Yesterday, I drove Christy to the hospital when she sliced open her pinky finger. She had a mishap when she was emptying the dishwasher and one of her mugs broke on her tile. You will be very happy to know that it was not one of her owl mugs, thank goodness. So it was one of her favorite mugs. So anyway, I will let her tell you more on that story next week when we actually do our freezer meal marathon. But I did end up having to take her for stitches, and there was like some tendon damage, and so she is in no shape today to be making freezer meals. So I have to do the ground sausage freezer meals because that's the meat that I had already bought. Last week, and it was 15% off day, I went and bought all of our non-perishables for this mega freezer meal marathon, but I also bought ground sausage because it would still be good through this week, and I knew that it would, you know, that way we get a discount on it and that would work well. Thankfully, we did not buy our other meats, so we didn't buy our chicken and beef, but I have all of this sausage and I don't want it to go to waste. So today I'm going to be doing just the ground sausage freezer meals. I hope that you will hang in there and join us next week when we do our mega meal marathon, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm so looking forward to having my freezer stocked again and being able to go in there to pull out meals. In the meantime, I guess we will be eating ground sausage meals every night. Okay, now when we use our ground sausage, we always do it separate meals for Christy's family and our family because their family uses mild and our family likes the spicy Italian sausage. So I'm cooking that up separately and then just assembling those meals separately. And of course the mild ones will go to her. I will keep the spicy ones, and but if you're making them just for you, then you go ahead and use whatever kind of Italian sausage you would like. And I am choosing today to cook my Italian sausage in the crock pot. I sometimes do it on the stove top, but last time we did meals, I did it in the crock pot and it worked really well. So I'm just gonna use my mix and masher thingy and you know, break it all up and make it so that it's all cooked through nicely. And then I will cook up Christy's ground sausage and put that separately, and then I will start assembling the meals. For the tater tot casseroles, we're just gonna put the cooked sausage in some medium-sized freezer bags, and then we'll be stapling those to the finished tater tot casserole. And when you go to cook it, you lay the Italian sausage on the bottom, you dump everything else on top and throw it in the oven. And yeah, not that nutritious because it's just mushroom soup, evaporated milk, your tater tots, and, you know, sausage. So, you know, it doesn't have all your food groups in there, but my kids love it. Super family friendly meal. These stuffed pasta shells are a little more involved than most of the freezer meals that we do. If we did all of our freezer meals this involved, there is no way we'd be able to get as many done as we do. But the taste of these makes it so worth it. We've kind of got 3 things that have to go on, because you have to cook your pasta shells and drain them, which is done already and they're waiting for me. And then you make your like stuffing mixture. So that's got the cream cheese, the cottage cheese, sour cream, mozzarella, and then I put some pepper and fresh basil from my herb garden in there. And I might actually add even some more fresh basil, because as I stuff them, we'll see. Anyway, I digress. But then you're gonna do another mixture, and for that, because Christy's family and our family like different spice levels, I'm doing 2 separate bowls for that, and that's gonna be our like pasta sauce mixture. So that's gonna have the Italian sausage that's cooked and your pasta sauce. So we're just using jarred pasta sauce for this. For our family, I'm using a picante spicy pasta sauce, and for hers, I'm using a giardino pasta sauce, which is a savory blend of 6 garden vegetables and spices. Anyway, should work out really well and be delicious no matter which one. And then you're gonna put some of your pasta sauce down in your containers. So Christy and I are both going to eat one of these each fresh. So I got one of the containers from her this morning, just like a casserole dish from her, and then I'm gonna use one of my own casserole dishes so we can just bake it up fresh for dinner tonight, because we've both run right out of freezer meals. So we're gonna have that for supper tonight. And then for the one that we freeze, we'll do that in a foil container so that we're not holding one of our casserole dishes hostage in the freezer until we eat that. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. And once this is done, then I'll move on to the easier recipes. So now I'm just going to mix together Christy's sauce and then get started on her 2 casseroles. Like I said, this one is much more involved than a lot of the freezer meals that we choose to do. And every time that we do meals like our mega marathon, we do choose a variety, and we purposely choose a few meals that take more time and that are more involved. And then also, of course, purposely choose meals that are a lot faster to put together, like the chicken dump meals, things like that, that just go together in literally minutes, because then we get a good variety in terms of actually what we have in the freezer, but also in terms of being able to feel like we're making progress. If every meal that we were making on those days was as involved as these pasta shells, we would give up pretty easily, because it would be like, 2 in the afternoon, and we'd be like, oh great, we're only done, like a few recipes, and that'd be pretty discouraging. Whereas if we do a meal that is more involved, and then we follow it up with a really fast meal, then we can say easily like, oh, we're already at, 12 meals, because we've done, 3 recipes and 4 of each, and it kind of came together all pretty quickly. So anyway, that's just a tip for you on what kind of meals to choose when you're planning out your freezer meals, just to be looking at the instructions on the meals and not just the ingredients, and be sure to choose some that will come together really quickly. And if you want to do some that are more involved, just make sure that you don't choose too many like that, because then it can become overwhelming. I am making this Italian sausage bow tie pasta, which is a new to us recipe. So I did already add the sausage into my bags, some red chili flakes, the Italian style plum tomatoes, the 28-ounce cans. Now they're supposed to be coarsely chopped, but I'm just going to later like squish the bags with my fingers when they're closed and chop them that way, because I couldn't find them chopped in the cans, and I don't even know if you can get them chopped, so whatever, we're gonna make do. Then we're gonna add some heavy cream, some spinach, some onion, garlic, and the pasta. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and seal these before I add the spinach or the pasta because I wanna squish those tomatoes. So it doesn't matter if you get the air out at this point because we're just worrying about squishing the tomatoes. Then I'm going to open the bags back up and add the spinach and the pasta at that point. If you're looking for more super easy family-friendly meal ideas, then I invite you to hit that subscribe button. I had some Italian sausage left when I was finished with the other meals, so I decided just to make one more recipe. I was debating because sometimes I just put the Italian sausage in little bags and put those in the freezer, the medium-sized freezer bags, and get the air out, put them flat in the freezer, and then those can be like toppings on a homemade pizza. Those can go on nachos or those kind of things. But today I decided that I'm gonna make 2 more meals each, so 4 more meals, and just kind of invent something. So I'm debating between a soup, because that would be nice for like fall going into winter, or a pasta sauce, which always goes over well in our house. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm making yet, but I've scoured my cupboards and I've got some onion that was already cut up. I've got garlic, of course, because I always have that. Tomato sauce. I've got some diced tomatoes, but not much. I've got 1 28-ounce can, so I'd have to divide that between the 4 bags. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, soup would work, and then I could add some spinach, maybe some peppers into that. Or with pasta sauce, I would probably add salsa as well as the tomato sauce, because we have kind of a similar recipe, but that one uses like sausage meatballs. So I think that would work really well too. Anyway, I'm just gonna get started and it'll end up being something. So here we go. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know this was not the video you were expecting. It was not the video that I was expecting to make either. I know that you look forward to those videos of Christy and I together, making our like huge, big freezer meal marathons, and we love making those too and love getting together to be able to visit and make our meals and just have fun together. But next week, barring any more stitches, crises, or other kids getting married or whatever, barring any other things happening, we will be doing our mega meal marathon. So I invite you to join us for that next week. When this video is completely done, I will put the link to that over there. And then you can watch all the meals, and we will have those in addition to the that I've made today. So we should be well stocked to get us through the winter, or at least part of. I'm looking forward to digging into these meals, especially to try this new bow tie pasta one and see what my family thinks of it. Thanks again for joining me today, and happy cooking.